welcome to the channel, guys. Here we go, pretty much checking out what like lore videos for. Is this a lore here? It's going to be more like like a documentary for for our horses. Well, starting off from Rice Shower, and I'll do other ones as we pitter patter along and all that stuff. But I know like I recommended I says Pyrrhixz. I was like, no, that sounds familiar. It's like I watched some of his like Nikkei stuff from back in the day and stuff. But let's get into it. What was the Rice Shower, a tragic tale of hope and hardship? I ain't gonna lie, Rice Shower locked in. It was lit.
What does it mean?
But let's see the what to call it, her real life story. Maybe I don't know how deep this goes. Yeah, I recommend this. So
To win. In Umamusume, it means placing first in your race, besting the competition.
of course,
Sometimes fan favorites win their respective races, and other times someone can challenge their position, upsetting the odds and emerging victorious. But what happens when this individual fears the results of winning? Instead of embracing victory, she rather shies away from it. In finding strength to win against all odds, she is instead saddened by the dreams of others she's tarnished. And Uma with a pure heart, who truly wants to see everyone happy, even at the cost of her own. This is the story of Rice Shower, personified in Umamusume from a tragic story of real-life events. Rice Shower is a racehorse named after the tradition of rice throwing at weddings in Japan.
Everything that's the real life horse, I give a fuck.
A symbol of good luck in Japanese culture. His first race was on August 8, 1991 at the Nagito Racecourse.
Go.
Rice Shower would place first in this race, instantly captivating an audience of onlookers. Though his second race would end at the back of the pack, the next race Rice Shower participated in on September 21, 1991 would be another victory for the newcomer. This time, Rice Shower claimed victory at the 1991 Fuyo Stakes, held at the Nakayama Racecourse. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Pyrrhixz, this seems like a simple story of a new racehorse building an audience by seizing victory. Though, you're not wrong in this statement.
Apparently not, though.
It's the career wins that come next that will make Rice Shower infamous in the racing world. From October 1991 to 1992, Rice Shower
91, 92. There's no grades on this one. There's no grades here. G2, 1. These wins? I kind of move the entire fucking thing instead of just the fucking.
competed in a total of 6 additional races, placing second or below at each one. It would be at the Kika Sho race held in Kyoto that would shake the racing world in Japan. Just like in Umamusume, the real-life counterparts also had a hierarchy of favoritism on who would come out on top. For this race, held on November 8, 1992, Rice Shower was the second favorite to win. The favorite of the Kika Sho was Mihono Bourbon, the retail-based racehorse with an undefeated race history up until this point. From Bourbon's debut in 1991 up until the Kika Sho, he remained a strong pillar, a hometown hero for the Kyoto area. Rice Shower, having trained in the East, was widely seen as an invader from Kanto, a narrative driven by the media mainly to drum up drama and hype around the highly anticipated
that's how you gotta do it.
Even in the anime, all the Umas may have rivalries, but they're never malicious towards one another. This is another example of that sense. All the coverage of this race garnered countless eyes of the hometown hero versus the foreign invader. I've tried to find footage of this race in particular, but all that remains are records of the final outcome. Rice Shower would upset all odds.
Who got the actual footage, bro? Link that shit. Come on now. Someone gotta have it.
Placing first in the Kika Sho. This would come as a major blow to fans of the fan favorite, Mihono Bourbon. For context, Bourbon had competed in a total of 4 races previously against Rice Shower, placing first in every single one. So it comes as no surprise that he'd be the fan favorite at the Kiko Sho. This would also be Bourbon's final race in their career, ending an undefeated legacy shattered by an invader from the East. An overall race record of 7-1 over the course of 8 races total. After the major upset of the Kiko Sho, Rice Shower raced in 3 more competitions from December 1992 to March 1993. Aside from the Nikkei Sho, held on March 21, 1993, Rice Shower
Yo, Rashad looking. I can see why he got the name the Black Assassin, bro. Holy shit. Man, look, yeah, man, look like a horse guts would fucking ride on.
Would have an unremarkable performance after defeating Bourbon. Then, the sun rose over the Kyoto racetrack once more on April 25, 1993. Just like before, Raishar was seen as the second favorite to win this race. Once again, bested by popular vote by another Rito racehorse. This time, on the same race course that Raishar defeated Bourbon on, he'd be racing against Mejiro McQueen. This race is actually depicted in he'd be racing against Mejiro McQueen. This race is actually depicted in the anime.
Yeah, it was
truly
lit.
personifies the reason why Raishar acts the way she does both in the series and in Umamusume Pretty Derby. If you haven't trained Raishar, I'll give it to you as simply as I can.
Hard to train for me.
She is incredibly difficult to train. Raishar in the anime is very hard on herself and sees any misfortunes that fall on others as a fault of her own. There are events in the game where she'll attribute any negative happening to anyone as her own personal fault. Even with her outwardly kind-hearted exterior and determination to win, instead of cheers, the audience remained a distant murmur. Raishar, when racing against McQueen in the Tenno Sho, would once again upset all odds, toppling yet another racehorse with an impressive track record. Though not as impressive as Bourbon's, McQueen had claimed several first-place finishes and had risen to being a fan favorite.
Yeah, sure.
To many, McQueen was the one who toppled the invader from the east who stole Bourbon's final win. This race, once again, is shown in full in the anime. As another fun fact, Umamusume actually adapts the real-life lines from commentators of the race. To say this was a major upset would be a drastic understatement. It was a devastating blow to the pride of the West. Not once, but twice.
That's kind of cool that even back in the day, like people knew how to, well, yeah, pretty much people knew how to make a competition even back in the day. You know, East, West, hometown, you know, away, and all that stuff. That's cool.
Raishar assassinated the victory of the hometown heroes he raced against. This earned Raishar the nickname Black Assassin, and began the solidification of his infamy on the racetrack. In the anime, fans comment on how Raishar will be the heel once again, directly taking inspiration from real-life events. Raishar, both in Umamusume and in real life, is often labeled as a heel who shattered others' dreams. In the anime, Raishar states mid-race that she won't be the heel, but in
Raishar, I can use it too, some the captions. But no, I kind of wish like she kind of like leaned into the whole like be a heel and stuff, you know. It kind of woman funny. The real nice girl, like it's just like, you know, she goes to work, she's the heel and stuff.
Instead, the hero. With this, Raishar passes McQueen with the final spurt of the race, taking victory over yet another fan favorite. The audience didn't cheer, didn't clap, but instead began booing Raishar. Distant murmurs can be heard of a disappointed audience who were unsatisfied.
I ain't gonna lie, that they were not booing her. It was mostly murmurs like, damn, bro. Damn, McQueen lost? Like, shit.
With the final outcome. Raishar, in the anime, had set a record time, which also reflects real-life events once more. Despite the record-setting race, and the amazing performance, Raishar received nothing but glaring eyes from the audience. Though McQueen and a few others clapped for her in the anime, it can't shake the feeling Rice has from taking yet another person's dream away from them. When retreating away from the racetrack, Rice is clearly disheveled. She had won the race, but still had upset thousands of people who were there to witness her loss. The beautiful thing about Umamusume is how they show the next scene. It isn't a random trainer nor Uma that comes to comfort Rice. It is instead Mihono Bourbon, the very same one who Rice defeated at the Kika Sho. Instead of glorifying her own win, Raishar is completely devastated.
I remember this. Stop. You know, I don't think I talked about this. It was kind of like the same thing with back in Ippo when Takamura talked to Ippo about how like, yeah, like when you win, like, you know, you got to carry on like your opponent's dream. So it's like, you know, you can't lose because of that. I don't know. It made me think about that.
勝負ですからね。誰かが勝てば誰かは傷つき夢破れる。そういうものです。ブーイングって痛いですね。やっぱり痛かったです。ブーイングはチャレンジャーの勲章です。傷つく必要はありません。でもいつかこれが歓喜と祝福の声になる日は必ず来ます。あなたが勝ち続ければきっと。だってあなたの名前はライスシャワーなんですから。
We'll grab some rice, but like, I ain't getting much of dirty.
Even after all the effort she put into winning, all the countless hours she spent training, she felt guilty for toppling others' dreams. In every race that we run with our Umas, that's something else to think about. With the victory you claim, it shatters the hopes of another. This is the reality of competition, as Bourbon states. In the anime, Rice Shower and Bourbon are actually very close friends, and the spirit of competition
like after this, it's like you see them like together in like mad scenes.
It's only present when they're on the racetrack. It's an uplifting choice of direction to depict these two being so close despite the major upset that came with Bourbon's defeat. Though this is a beautiful ending in the animated Rice Shower story, the real-life counterpart of this Uma had a far sadder ending. Following the Tenno Sho, Rice Shower would continue to race, but would have an unremarkable placement for the next 9 races he participated in, ranging from September of 1993 to March of 1995. This only solidified Rice September of 1993.
Look, I wasn't born yet. See, it's the one all the way over here. That's the finish, right? The 3rd, 6th, 14th, 8th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 6th, 6th. I put extra 6 by accident.
To March of 1995. This only solidified Rice Shower's image of ruining greatness due to his major wins being upsets like McQueen's and Bourbon's. Then came yet another major event in Rice Shower's career. On April 23rd of 1995, Rice Shower competed in the Spring Tenno Sho, once more on the very same racetrack where Rice shattered the dreams of many. During this time, the Kansai region had been recovering from a devastating Hushin earthquake which occurred in January. A mourning region watched as Rice Shower began the race at the Spring Tenno Sho. At the final spurt, once more, Rice Shower seized another victory in the Kyoto racecourse. Instead of
I thought he was about to say like mid race, like he just collapsed or something. I was about to damn.
Receiving silence and boos, this time, Rice Shower was greeted with the applause and outward cries of the audience. This victory meant a lot for the Kansai region, and stood as a source of hope and inspiration for a grieving region. With the legacy that began an upset, Rice Shower now has solidified himself as a hero. Due to Rice Shower's rising popularity,
he was an uplifting moment after a tragic event. People always like that. Again, you see that in sports anime all the time.
Considered to be placed in the Takarazuka Kinen race. Due to unstable conditions at the Hushin racecourse, the Takarazuka was moved to Kyoto, the place where Rice Shower had been both the savior and a spoiler. Previously, Rice Shower, as per their handler's choice, were planning to retire him after the Spring Tenno Sho. However, seeing the public support of the racehorse caused them to reconsider. So, on June 4th, 1995, Rice Shower would take the racecourse once more. With countless fans supporting him, Rice Shower and his jockey, Matoba, planned to give it their all once again. Sadly though, this would be Rice Shower's final race, and the final time anyone would see Rice Shower alive. Matoba, Rice Shower's jockey, stated following this race that he could sense something was off. This was not the time to win, but to instead tread lightly. The safety of Rice Shower was his top priority. However, Rice Shower had other plans in mind. As Matoba attempted to keep Rice Shower at the back of the pack, after the 3rd turn, he suddenly accelerated by himself. This resulted in Rice Shower tripping, sending Matoba off the horse.
I literally just said that I just said that earlier. Oh my god, bro.
As the race continued, one of the most tragic outcomes unfolded for this newfound hero. Rice Shower had suffered a comminuted fracture on his front leg and foot, as well as a dislocation. In most cases, horses are moved off the racetrack and tend to away from the racecourse. Sadly, the injuries were too severe to even move Rice Shower, and so a curtain was placed around Rice Shower, and he was euthanized on the very racetrack that made him a hero.
Nah, that's fucking great. What the fuck? Holy shit, it had to be. Yo, I was not expecting that.
Remained by Rice Shower, witnessing the whole process unfold. When Rice Shower's body was carried away, Matoba bowed deeply for his longtime partner. Rice Shower's groom, Kawashima, could not stop crying at the sudden loss. A symbol of hope who brought many newfound inspiration had been snuffed out at the very same racetrack which garnered him so much love and hatred. Unsurprisingly, Rice Shower's death became the headline news in Japan's sports, and several monuments were created in honor of him. One in Utopia Farm, where Rice Shower was born, and the other at the Kyoto racecourse. At the end of the year in 1995, the JRA gave a special award to Rice Shower, commemorating the racehorse, and in 2010, Kika Sho was also renamed to the Rice Shower Memorial. Fans gather to this day to pay their respects to Rice Shower, displaying their gratitude and mourning his loss. Though Rice Shower sadly met a tragic demise, the legacy of this racehorse lives on both in the hearts of his dedicated fans and personified as a kind-hearted Uma in Umamusume. So the next time Rice Shower gives you a little trouble while training, keep this video in mind. The legacy of this horse is shaped after one of many ups and downs. This was the story of Rice Shower, a racehorse forever remembered by many in Japan, one who both stole dreams and inspired them, who invoked hatred and hope.
I ain't gonna lie, the fuck is left?
Who would you like to see next on this series? This was a very rough ride to write, but I'd love to delve into more in the future.
I was gonna say in the beginning, like the writing, like he was kind of spinning bars, like, bro, professional writer.
Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.
So my girl Ogdy. Nah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like I know that like a bunch. I think it's like because Grass Wonder died like a little bit ago, right? And you know, Haru, Urara, like you know, it was actually back to back. Not thinking about it, yeah, right. So it's like I think like ain't Ghost Ship like the only like horse that's like still around, unless you know there's like the young horses that are in the game and all that stuff, right? But then I was not expecting this, bro. I was not because I thought most of them like die from like old age. I'm guessing most of them die from old age, but I was not thinking White Shower actually died on the field. Like I when I said earlier about like, oh, you know, like he going on a trip and stuff, right? And I get injured and then you know it's off to like, you know, the farm and stuff to chill for the rest of to the rest of his days and stuff. Like, no, you got taken out there. That's actually insane. Holy shit. I wouldn't even know what to feel as the jockey. I would not know what to feel as a jockey. My God. Woo! I ain't gonna lie. I do got a question for y'all, like, because obviously the game and the anime, you know, things are cheaper and stuff. Like, would y'all kind of enjoy if they like kind of did I guess it would be kind of like a retelling of like the stories for like the Ubans, but like I'm more serious, like you know, Rice Shower, like actually seeing Rice Shower getting put down, like the middle of the track and all that stuff, right? Probably most of y'all don't. I would actually wouldn't mind that stuff, you know. Obviously, you know, its history is like, you know, like I ain't gonna watch a World War II documentary and be like, oh, bubble guns and rainbows at the end, right? It's like no, shit went down, right? You know. I was like, yeah, this threw me the fuck off so hard, like holy shit. I was literally just expecting you know race records, you know how you know it started with him and all that stuff, right? You know how people like, you know, because in real life because you know in real life I was guessing like, you know, people went from like, oh, you know, not liking Rice Shower because they're beating my boy, I'm losing my best, and all right, you know, Rice Shower getting the dubs. It's like let him cook, let him cook. Let's not boo no more, right? Which did happen, but then it's like, yo, that's just fucking crazy. That's just crazy. All right. Holy shit, bro. I need to like if y'all I guess I enjoy this. If y'all enjoyed, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, sub, share, you know, all that good stuff. Deuces.